Welcome to the new episode. Today we're going to be talking about don't make your dreams conditional.
Yes, but first let's do a quick weekly check-in. How are you feeling this week?
We're already talking about that we both feel a little bit overwhelmed, not like in a bad sense, but we've just been very, very busy because I came from a week and a half being in Germany. Today's Wednesday, I came on Sunday. And these last 3 days was just super busy getting things done. And tomorrow I'm flying again. I'm flying again this time to the UK. So we're just a bit busy, the two of us.
Yeah, I'm also going on a trip and I'm in my luteal phase right now. So for all of the girls listening.
Same. We actually...
we're both in
I
just feel like not my best right now. I have so much going on. But it doesn't matter because today we are talking about how to not make your dreams conditional. So let's explain to you a little bit, what does that mean? What did it mean for us in the past? And how to not do it.
And actually how it means now, because even before we start recording, we were saying, oh look, this podcast is a vision or dream of ours and it doesn't matter how we feel. There's no condition on it.
Yeah.
So here we are.
So making your dreams conditional essentially just means that, let's say you have the dream of I gave this example today in my TikTok, so I'm just going to give it again. Let's say you have the dream of running a business. You want to be self-employed. Or, no, I have another idea. Let's say you have the dream of becoming a content creator, but you want to lose weight. And so you put this condition on yourself that I can only be a successful content creator once I lost the weight, for example. Or I can only start this business once I lost the weight. But if you just started the content creation with your current weight and you just documented, for example, your weight loss journey, then, that could be a successful business. So what we're trying to say is you are always the one putting these conditions and these limits on yourself. Nobody is telling you you cannot do this before you do this, but you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's there's so many ways about this. I was telling Sarah, maybe not, that in the past as well, when I was single for so long and I was pivoting in my career and I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do, I did know that I wanted to have a business and I wanted to work for myself and I wanted to inspire people. And I remember that I had this idea.
Yeah.
So this is just an idea that you are accepting as true. That, I can only be with my partner. I can only be in this loving relationship with this great man when my business is perfect, when I have everything figured out. That was my thing that I remember talking with my therapist and being I really didn't allow myself to live so many things because I've believed in the idea that I couldn't, because as long as I was still not having it figured out in my career.
Yeah.
And I remember I did a volunteer project for European Union when I was in Slovenia for half a year. And when I look back, I was I was so abundant, but in that time I was not feeling abundant. I was looking more at the lack of the things that I was desiring than the presence already of so many things.
Yeah.
So I remember I was going traveling, I was with my family, but I swear I was not enjoying the things fully because I felt guilty that I didn't have things figured out and that career was not the way I wanted to. So I was putting conditions on my own existence.
Yeah.
That is even really big and I'm not worthy even to experience something that I love because I don't have this yet.
Yeah.
So it's all the time ourselves putting these conditions, and of course you can sometimes hear it from someone, but that is just an option.
Yeah.
That they are giving.
And you have to kind of I feel for me it was before I moved to Portugal, I also didn't have it figured out in my career. And I also had this condition in my mind maybe I should wait to move to Portugal until I have my career figured out. And another thing was my skin, I had such bad acne and I was maybe I should, and I had a lot of scars and everything. So I was maybe I should only do this once I have everything figured out, then I move. And I had to really sit with myself and be Sarah, you want to move to Portugal. There's a reason that you have a desire on your heart is because it's meant for you now. It's available to you now. And the funny thing is that once I moved, I actually found like a naturopath that helped me a lot with my skin, and it cleared up. Like I remember I met her like the first week that I moved here, and my career started taking off. My videos started going viral because I decided, even though in my mind I have these conditions, I'm not going to listen to them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we are right now. We can catch ourselves way more quickly when we see these stories playing out, because those conditions, they are the stories that show up in your own awareness, in your own mind, or you hear from someone, but it's still the same, it's in your own awareness. And then you take it, and you take that story, and you believe it, and you choose to believe it as truth. And then, you start experiencing it. You start living, oh no, but wait, I actually couldn't do it because I had that. But that thing happened because you believe in that. You believe that that was the reason of your lack of whatever.
Yeah.
Of not
it's
being
your
able.
own limit. It's like you're the one placing these limits. There's no outside force placing these limits on you. Of course, we have like certain expectations from society of like, oh, by this age you need to do this.
But it's still like something that is like you don't have to buy it.
No, exactly.
Never.
So I think like how not to do it is like you sit with the discomfort of, okay, my mind is trying to put this condition on me. You sit with that. You don't try to fight it, but you observe it. You observe it, and then you go and you choose a new story, and then you tell yourself, actually, I don't have to have it all figured out to be in this relationship. Actually, because it's silly. It's like you don't like making one dream conditional on another. It's a silly thing to do, but I feel like we needed to talk about this because I feel like we all do it.
I think, exactly. Everyone does that. And I think it's something, what you said is like bringing those conditions, which are just, as we said, stories, you bring them closer to you, but I was like, okay, let me just observe them.
Yeah.
Let me feel whatever I need to feel about this.
Yeah.
Because we spoke about it before starting recording, the more we resist something, the more that persists. And the moment you're like, oh, okay, there is like this story that was showing up.
Yeah.
Let me just feel it. Okay, I see it. I let it go now.
Yeah.
I will choose what I prefer now and what I desire, and I choose my dream now anyway.
Yeah.
Because I know, like, even logically, it doesn't make any sense.
No.
When you tailor it and you speak to someone, it's like, I know it doesn't make any sense. Like, literally people say that. I know it doesn't make any sense, but for some reason, I'm waiting to be this so I can have that.
Yeah.
And then it's your own rules. This is your own reality. So it's your own rules. If you say that you need to be certain way to get something, that is what you're going to live.
And you can do both. Like, let's go back to my example with like content creator and weight loss. You can tell yourself, I have my dream body. You can do the things that you want to do, like with exercising and eating healthy, while already making the videos. Because imagine, by the end of it, you have the dream body and the dream business. You just have both. It's
I know. It's like people waiting for the perfect circumstances to do something. So regarding content creation or even starting a podcast, we could have come up with so many excuses why not doing it. Even today, we could have come up with so many excuses, but we realize that our desires, our dreams, our vision is way more important than all of these stories and all of these excuses. So it's like, stop being a little bitch to yourself. Literally. I have to shout out to my partner because he talks about that. Like years ago, he learned this because he does a lot of hard sports stuff. And he said that he learned this about like, this man, coach man and whatever. He's like, don't listen to that bitch in your head. Like to that bitchy voice in your head. No, I don't want to go running. I don't want to do that. And like, he became so good on not listening to that bitch voice. Yeah. And it's just like so good. I heard that from another creator that we like, Chloe, the blonde one. She says like, don't be that little whiny bitch. Like don't listen to that. Like everyone has that little bitch inside of herself. Yeah. But if you wait for it to be gone, then you never do anything because it will still show up.
Yeah, because because that little bitch is just our ego. It's like when we were talking about this, it's like our ego is like trying to keep you safe, really. And I think the best thing is just to do the things anyway, because when you do the things anyway, eventually the ego will shut up on its own.
He's going to be like, oh, actually, and also you will feel who is in a power.
Yeah.
Because it's either, there's only one master. It's either the bitchy voice or it's you.
Yeah.
Awareness and consciousness and creator of your own reality.
Yeah.
So it's either that or it's you. So I think but you start to be more confident in your own capacity of making a decision when you are like, yeah, you know what? I hear that bitchy voice, but I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Because I'm I'm the boss here.
Yeah, and I think like with those things of like, oh, I don't want to go running, there's a fine line between the bitchy voice, but then also sometimes you need to rest and you need to allow yourself to feel those emotions. So, but I feel like you kind of know. Is it like you actually need to rest and you need to just sit with yourself right now? Or is it your ego, that little bitch?
I love that we named it.
In your mind.
It came to my mind.
Sure, it's so true though. I'm going to use this. Is it that trying to tell you like, oh, you know what? I saw a TikTok. Okay, I need to bring this up. I saw a TikTok the other day. Actually, I think it was yesterday. And it said, why is it that when we have positive thoughts, it's always like, I am. So like, I am wealthy, I am healthy, I am whatever. And when it's a negative voice, it's like, you are not good enough. You are not whatever.
Oh my god!
Isn't that so crazy?
I never thought about it.
I mean, no, me neither.
That's why it's the little bitch voice.
Yeah, and like you could look at that as like the devil, you know, the I am is God. Well, we will go into that in maybe a different episode, but like the I am is God and the you are is just your ego, like trying to beat you down. But like no, it's like, oh, you're not good enough. I'm good enough. And it's like crazy, like
that is like blowing my mind right now,
right?
Because I never thought about it.
Me neither. And then I saw that TikTok and I was like, oh my god. Yeah, like
that is
so
super
true.
interesting.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's like, why is the positive thoughts like the I am, and then the negative is like the you are?
I mean, sometimes people do think I'm not enough, or I
true.
screwed up, there's something wrong with me. I can hear that from my clients. Like everyone has these thoughts sometimes, oh, maybe I didn't do enough, maybe I could have done better, and all of that. And the thing is, like, when we also stop fighting against them, because those thoughts come up to everyone.
Yeah.
Like that's something that one day, maybe a year ago, I talked with one mentor, and he was talking me and teaching me about, you know, having about reality creation, but having this really powerful crystallized mindset, but in a way of you're just focused on what you prefer, so the version of you that you prefer. And I remember asking him, how do you live there? And he said, look, I feel and I doubt, and my mind, the bitchy voice, I also have one.
Yeah.
So that is question, oh, maybe it's not going to be possible, it's not going to work out. How is that going to work out?
Yeah.
La la la. And he says that I just decided that bitchy voice says no, it doesn't define me, it doesn't have any meaning, and it doesn't stop my manifestations, or it doesn't stop anything from unfolding. Because he gave examples from him that is a successful businessman, for another like millionaires and everything, they all said, I had all the time these doubts and these thoughts,
of course.
but the thing is like really knowing they don't define me and I will still do what I prefer. And
that is the thing, and I was even telling my mom, like, if she's listening to this,
shout out to your mom.
Shout out, because I know she's listening to this, because she listened to our first episode.
She did. I didn't know.
My mom's also into this stuff, so
I don't think my mom did, and now I'm going to make it my mom listen to this.
I was like,
shout out to my mom, because now you're listening.
I was trying to teach her. I was like, can you rate the podcast 5 stars? And then she was like, I don't know how to do this, and I tried to send her a picture of like, this is how you do it, and she like doesn't know, but it was like, so she had like a dream, I'm not gonna say what it is, but like she has a dream, and she's also like getting into like manifestation, all of that. So I was teaching her, right? And then I was telling her, no, she was saying, oh, but those negative thoughts come up, those doubts come up. And she was like, I don't know why it's just so hard for me, okay? And then I sent her an audio and I was like, you don't fight the negative thoughts, you don't fight the doubts, but you just don't make them mean anything. And you always come back to your story, no matter what. And if you have to write down like 3 or 4 affirmations, like this is my mantra that I come back to every single time, this is my anchor, or a quick visualization. I think affirmations is easier in the moment, but whatever works for you, then you do that. So every time it's like, oh, but what if I've already decided I am now this. So let's say like content creation, just as an example, but you can apply this to anything. It's like, oh, but what if people don't like my videos? I'm a successful content creator. I've already decided that. So you write down these 3, 4 like anchor points, and you always come back to your story. And she ended up like using it and being successful with it. So like you just anchor yourself in that new identity, and you come back to it, and you come back to it, and you come back to it, because eventually your ego, it will just be normal for you.
Yeah, exactly. We both did, I think, yesterday and today. I wrote down, you don't have to write down if you don't like to, you can visualize whatever you prefer, but I wrote like this season page. So I wrote like for the seasons.
I love that.
And I saw that from another creator on TikTok, that she has a decision page like full of things, and like that's it. That's the decision page. Imagine you can put it in your wall.
Yeah.
And like I just put down for the seasons, and I'm like, this is my decision page. I have decided I am this, whatever.
Yeah.
And now it's really knowing that it's exactly what you said, when we have these thoughts that we don't prefer so much, I come back just to remember what I decided.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I've decided that I'm this. I've decided that I have this. And sometimes there will be moments that you don't even have to say that anymore. Like I have moments that I just literally see the thought and I'm like, okay. You know, like I don't say, oh, I am this.
Yeah.
It's just up to you. Like you are just remembering who you chose to be.
Yeah.
What is your decision? And we love to write it down.
Yeah.
Because for me, it's like, I just love writing down. It's like
me too. I like writing it down because it makes it like tangible and real.
Yeah.
But I go back and forth, like, because I used to, I did manifest a lot of things scripting. I manifested things visually. Honestly, every technique I've used has worked for me. I've even done like,
because it's you, right?
Because it's
we'll
just
talk
me.
About it.
Yeah. But like I've even done like rampaging in my car.
Yeah.
But I don't know, right now I really like visualization, but like it's weird because for some things I really like to visualize, for other things I don't care about it so much. But anyway, that doesn't matter. But yeah, I like to write it down. You don't have to write it down, but if it helps you to write it down and like put it on your fridge or whatever, like these are my mantras, like this is what I'm gonna come back to every time. But you don't have to come back to it. But whenever that opposing thought comes up, you either say your mantra instead, or you just let it go and you just don't even identify with it.
It can happen both, really depending on, maybe in one day there's one moment that the thoughts, we were speaking about this, like when I was driving to meet you, I realized the thoughts of the old version of me coming up and thinking. And then I just realized, and I thought to myself, oh, okay, before I would look at them and make it mean something about me.
Yeah.
And be like, oh, I'm thinking these thoughts, so this means that I'm still in the old version. This means that my decision didn't work.
Yeah.
This means that that's why this is not working out or whatever. But now this time I'm like, I can still see and be aware of the thoughts of the another version, because there was just like the repetition pattern of my mind. But now I'm like, okay, these are just thoughts of the old version. They don't mean anything. They don't get to define me. I made my decision. This is who I am.
Yeah.
So in that moment, I stopped labeling them and make it mean something bad about me or about my decision, and was like, yeah, I can still see. That's why we also say we can still see things in a physical reality from the past version.
Yeah.
Imagine when you decide I'm a millionaire. You can see right away in your bank account $1 million falling in your bank account or whatever. It can happen. That's totally possible. But imagine if you only after 1 month, for some reason, then you become a millionaire, or after 1 year or whatever, or less, or 1 minute or 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But it's like, and it's okay. Like you might go to your bank account and be like, oh, that is still reflecting the old version of me.
Yeah.
But we spoke about this, the reality, the physical world, the circumstances don't have any creative power.
They don't, no.
So,
the only creative power is you and your imagination. And we can maybe make a whole podcast episode, but like, yeah, how to not make your dreams conditional is just, it's not even getting rid of the conditions, it's doing it despite the conditions you give yourself, because your mind will try to give conditions, but you don't have to listen to it, you don't have to feed into it, you don't have to identify with it. And I think every time that it tries, you just come back to what you already decided.
Yeah, it's exactly what you said, because you will experience what you identify yourself with.
Yeah.
So if you don't identify yourself with those conditions, which then you realize, okay, I'm consciousness, there's literally no condition, this is just me making up these conditions. When you don't identify with them, then you don't experience them. They don't have any power, because it's your identification that brings life into things.
Yeah.
So I think the moment you also stop fighting so much against yourself and stop monitoring yourself so much and stop trying to be perfect and I cannot be successful in my business if I still have these thoughts, or if I still have this weight on me, or if I still, I don't know,
whatever it is. I can think of things off the top of my head right now where my mind wants to put a condition.
Same, or wants to fix.
So and much. I'm like, you know what? I see it. It doesn't matter. Yes, it's in my awareness. But will that stop me? No. I saw another TikTok yesterday. I've been seeing a lot of good TikToks.
We've been having a little, I think we have awakening every week.
we do. But the TikTok was she was saying oh, nobody's, you know how people say nobody's coming to save you?
Yeah.
And she was nobody's coming to save you, nobody's coming to save you. Well, then nobody's coming to stop me either.
Yeah.
And I was like, yes.
Exactly.
That. It's yes, nobody's coming to save you. But if you flip that, it's but nobody's going to stop you.
Yeah.
Because it's just you against you. Literally. With anything. So, yeah, if you, the next time that you think oh, I will start this once I have this, I will move to my dream country once I have this, ask yourself, why am I putting this condition on myself? Because the funniest thing is, when you stop doing it and you just do the thing anyway, the thing that you put the condition, it will fall into place.
Yeah, yeah.
For me, my videos didn't start gaining traction until I moved to Portugal. It was not the other way around. For you as well.
Yeah, because you're selecting in that moment where you're okay, I'm going to do it anyway because I prefer this, I want to leave this, so I'm going to do it anyway. What you're doing, you're selecting the identity that doesn't have that condition anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
So then that condition just unfolds.
Ooh, I love that.
Because you're selecting that, no, I'm this, regardless of that condition. So that condition doesn't even have the need to exist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And you can do both at the same time. Let's say you have 3 desires, okay? Your dream body, your dream relationship, and your dream business.
Yeah.
Every time that the thought comes to mind, dream body, I already have my dream body. I look so good today. Relationship, I'm in my dream relationship. Everything worked out. Business, I have my dream business, whatever. These are just examples. Do it how you would normally talk, right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be one before the other.
No.
You can just have it all now.
Yeah. I once had that reflection about, because I was thinking how am I going to do, because I have all of these desires at the same time.
Yeah.
What should I focus on? Or people can ask these things, or should I focus on that or on that? But the realization is that version of you experience all of those things normally at the same simultaneously.
Yeah, exactly.
So they are an expression of that version of you that is fulfilled with her life, that loves herself, that loves and do what she loves and is with people that she loves. So those things are just the normal expression of that version of you.
Exactly.
So they are not separate from each other, because in consciousness all is the same. There's no separation. Oh, this is this, that is that, and that. No, it's just an expression of that version of yourself. I always thought about that in my own life, because my own vision and my own dream was like to live, imagine a beautiful relationship, living in the place that I love, having a successful business, a life of abundance, of luxury, of joy, of adventures. I cannot cut it down, because then that wouldn't be my vision and my dream.
Yeah, exactly.
They all coexist because they are an expression of the version that I prefer to be.
Yeah, exactly.
My desired version.
And you said something so wise on our walk today. It was like, you don't want the thing. Well, you do, but you don't. You don't want the thing. You want to be the version of yourself who has that.
Yeah.
And you can be that version now. You don't have to wait for the physical world to give you permission, because you're going to be waiting forever. Yeah. Because your physical reality can only ever show you who you are being. So you can be that version now. You don't have to wait for the physical reality to show you.
Exactly. No one can give you what you don't give to yourself.
Yeah.
So what I was telling Sarah before was exactly that. Like when you think about the dream business, you want to be you want to live by being the version that has a dream business. So that's what we actually want to experience. And something very important that I told my client yesterday was, because she was putting a few things on a pedestal, and I told her, you are greater than your desires. This I heard from another teacher of mine.
What are the main desires that your clients come to you for?
I think it's almost, actually it's funny, because it can be very daily life things, like in business or even in your corporate job, like to get promotion, to get deals, relationship, or feeling at peace, or even feeling confident and being confident. So it just really depends on in every person. But I'm always like, the deep down is always like they just want to live the life that they love. They just want to be in their own power, and being in their own acceptance that they are doing it fine. They don't need to fix anything, because the desires, there's so many different desires that they can show up with the body, or with relationship, with job opportunities, or even with just internal things, with feeling more confident, as I was saying, like, or at peace. There's really so many variants of it. But I was telling that client about, we are greater than our own desires, because the desires exist because of us. Yeah. So I literally told her, like,
can't even exist without
you. They cannot. Yeah. So that was also very helpful for me, because we put these things on a pedestal, but it's like the desire exists because of me.
And I don't even believe in like putting things on a pedestal anymore.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I think it's more like, because I used to buy into that, because I think when you think that you put things on a pedestal, to me that implies more work, because it implies to me like, oh, now I have to like get it from the pedestal. But I think it's more like, if you already have it, you wouldn't even put it on a pedestal, because it's so normal for you to have it. So for me, it's more like normalizing that you are this person, and you can do self-concept along with that. So let's say you want to manifest 20,000 euros as an example. You could say, I have 20,000 euros, and then in the same breath, to normalize that desire, you could say, because money loves me, or because I'm someone who is wealthy, whatever. Yeah. So you have like a self-concept, and then you have the desire. And when you combine it, I think that's really good when you combine it. Because then not only will you get the 20,000, but you are now embodying the person who can sustain that desire as well.
Yeah, I see what you say.
It's not required. You can also just say, I have 20,000 euros, and you get the 20,000 euros.
I feel like with the self-concept work that we hear, this is getting a little bit off the track, but it's like, that is also a decision and a choice of your version. So you can also literally just choose now that you have a perfect self-concept.
That's true.
So that is a version, because I honestly, probably I did self-concept work. I just never named it, because I didn't like naming it. So that was my personal preference. And it was realizing that I have it unconditionally. It doesn't matter what I think or what I feel. I have it, and I make my choice and my decision, and that's what I stick into it. So I don't need to do like a healing or working on it.
I just feel like self-concept for me is like, let's say it's not required, but I think it makes it easier for some people. And I underestimated it because you can, let's say, you manifest a person or money, you manifest a desire, but your concept of yourself is still, oh, but somebody could be better than me or whatever.
Yeah.
Then it's going to be harder for you to sustain that desire because, okay, you manifested in, but it's going to be easier to react again to perceived negative circumstances. Whereas when you do self-concept and the desire, it's like, oh, you are becoming that person who can sustain it. I'm not saying it's required. I'm just saying I think it can be helpful for people.
I mean, in the end of the day, when, for example, you have a desire like, oh, I have my dream business, then naturally it's like, yeah, I'm the person that is successful at this.
No,
I am
sure.
You know, naturally, for me, it's very attached together.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I kind of like don't separate it from me. Because for me, if you think about identity selection or reality selection, then when I select like a desire, it's a reality. It's a frame in a movie. It's an identity that I'm selecting, a version of myself. Then I'm like, okay, I have my dream relationship, and of course I feel like loved, respected, appreciated, and so on. So I think in the end of the day, we just give different names to the baby.
I agree with you.
That's what we.
No, I agree with you. It's just that for me, I was very focused on the desire and not on the version of me who is with the desire. And I'm not saying one way is right or wrong. I'm just saying it feels good to also do affirmations on yourself and not just, okay, you could say, I have my dream business. I am someone who is successful. That is already like desire, business. Self-concept, I'm somebody who is successful. And that's it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's required. I just think that it can help some people because imagine, okay, you manifest your dream relationship, but you still have beliefs that are, oh, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, somebody else could be better than me. Then you manifest the relationship in and you will automatically give things a bad meaning because of your self-concept.
Yeah, but I think like for me, I just never name it in that way. For me, it's like, okay, I have my dream relationship, so I have it, and in that dream relationship I'm all the time making decisions. So I'm like, oh, okay, things always work out for me even if I said that, or I'm loved and I'm appreciated. So yeah, like I just never named it, or I never separated in that way, because for me it's like, yeah, I have my dream relationship that I'm loved, I'm appreciated, and so on. But it can be very helpful for people that love to do that distinction and like separate the things. But I always saw it like
together. And it is together. But I just think a lot of people are, I don't know, maybe I'm just saying this because for me, I was very desire focused and I was not focused on my self-concept at all.
Yeah.
And
that's interesting. There's probably a lot of people who resonate with that.
Yeah.
I think I went a little bit the opposite way. I actually remember years ago when I would be writing, because sometimes I didn't know, imagine a dream business. I didn't know, but I knew how I was going to be. Like, oh, I will be joyful and passionate and all of that. So I think automatically I always joined the two. So I never felt like, oh, now I have the relationship, but now like I'm screwed on my self-concept, or I didn't work on this. I feel like when you have a relationship or a business, it's just always an opportunity for you to just keep deciding who you are.
No, for
and
sure.
The version of you. Yeah.
No, for sure. This was just, I mean, we segued anyway.
Yeah.
Should we wrap it up somehow?
Yeah. No, but I wanted to say something very important as well about your dreams, that or your desires, because sometimes we put a condition because we feel like we have to reach for them and we have to attain it. So we put a condition. Sometimes I feel like it's to protect ourselves, like the ego.
Totally.
Want to protect ourselves
from
that, because we feel like, oh, I have to reach it and maybe I have to look that I'm trying. But the reality is, like, when you have a desire, it's not showing you what is going to happen. It's not showing what you need to get or attain. It's literally showing you what you already are and what you already have. It's just a recognition. So every time I have a desire now, oh, this is coming up because I already am this. Like, this is really shifted a lot of times for me, being like, oh, I actually already have this. And when you know that is a remembrance of your own consciousness, or it's just consciousness remembering who already is, then why the heck will I put a condition? Because it's a remembrance.
It's so true, and it's like you're not it when the physical reality shows it to you. The physical reality is just a shadow. It's an echo. It's a mirror. It makes no sense to look for the permission out here when everything comes from up here.
Yeah, from that.
But that is so true. No, it's so true. Like,
that helped me a lot, because then it just stopped, because I think our minds automatically go, oh, then this is something that I look for to happen in the future. And now I'm like, no, this is something that is already unfolding in my consciousness. That is why I have this desire. So the natural, and in non-duality they teach this, it's like you don't have to do anything. The natural unfolding is the desire to unfold, because what consciousness wants to express. So you just literally stop insisting on the opposite of that. Like
you just stop contradicting yourself.
Exactly.
That's it. You just stop contradicting
and stop listening to the little bitch.
To the little bitch. I love that.
Honestly. And just keep focusing on your decision and the story that you prefer. We said really good things that people can take on. Like, there's certain things that they're going to be like, oh yeah, I felt the same way as Sarah, that I got a relationship and then I don't know, I had these doubts or these what we can call self-concept. But it's like knowing in every single moment you are recreating yourself.
So true.
So even if you do have your dream relationship right now, don't be afraid to lose it. Nothing can be taken away from you. So that's something. Or if a dream opportunity like in your business shows up and you're like, oh damn it, I don't have the perfect thoughts or the perfect feelings now, then I'm going to lose it and people will take it away.
No. It's just what you consistently identify with.
Exactly.
It's like one doubt, one insecurity is not going to like take your desires away from you.
Nothing.
It's just when you consistently identify as somebody who doesn't have this thing.
Of course. But that's like, exactly, it's like you keep selecting the version of you that doesn't have it. So it's all pretty much, that's why we said a lot of times we're speaking with different terms, but it's like the same thing. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Because it's exactly what you said. It's like, if you have your dream relationship, you have your dream partner, but then you keep identifying yourself as someone that is not lovable, or they don't love you, or they don't like you, or you, like, of course, then that's what you're going to experience. Exactly. And it's like, if you keep choosing that story about yourself, then of course, like, that's...
So don't do that.
And even if you do, you can always come back and
always
choose
select
again.
new. You can always choose again. That's the thing.
That's
the thing about this. There's no like limit to like, oh, it was working for a month and then it stopped working. It never stopped. It never stops working for you.
And if it's like, oh, but what do you mean? For 10 years, I put all the time this condition on me, like, so then this has to mean something because it was there for so long, or this idea about me, or this self-concept is like, it doesn't matter. The past doesn't recreate. It doesn't recreate the present, or it doesn't recreate the future. You keep recreating the past in the present. So the past doesn't have an influence.
That's a thing we need to talk about in another episode. How your past literally does not matter. Like, not that it doesn't matter, but it doesn't create, because I think a lot of people are like, oh, but it has always been this way.
Exactly.
Oh, but I have always been. It doesn't matter, because you're a new person every second. But let's wrap it up. So the next time that you want to make your dream conditional, ask yourself, like, why am I putting this condition on myself? And then stop doing it. Just stop acting and thinking from the version of you who puts that condition. And then eventually you will see that the ego just starts to quiet down.
And remembering what we spoke about, that dream and that desire comes up because it's already who you are.
Exactly.
And you already have it. So it's a natural expression of you. So that's why you don't need to put any condition, because it's already who you are. and allow yourself to live it.
Yeah.
You know, allow yourself to be it.
A lot of this is like giving yourself permission. Yeah.
Exactly. But we love you. And you think you're doing amazing. And thank you for listening to us.
Thank you for listening.
Yeah.
Rate the podcast 5 stars if you can, if you know how to do it.
Shout out to a tutorial for your mom. No, but we are very excited to also bring in other topics. And I think, just to give you a personal example, right now we were both feeling a little bit, maybe more low energy, overwhelmed.
Yeah, my real face, I don't feel confident at all today. But it doesn't matter.
We are here. And I told Sarah, I was feeling like so sleepy and like meh. And now I feel very, but like good, but not in an euphoric way, but I just feel like
grounded.
Just grounded. Like I did what I love to do, and
and we will come back when we're both back from our trip.
And we maybe can share some personal things about our trip, like tell a little bit how was our trip.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Carla, thank you so much. You're so loved, and we will see you in our next episode.
Much love.
Bye.
Ciao.